followers, my viewers from within Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, your friend, your brother, your comrade, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, broadcasting out of Houston, Texas, United States of America. I must owe the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Good morning. How are you all doing? It's 4:25 a.m. here in Houston, Texas, United States. Yes, the reason I'm making this broadcast is going to be a short one anyway, is to define, highlight the meaning of hypocrisy along religious lines in Nigeria. What religion has turned Africans and especially Nigerians into. Religion is something, it's politics now. It's not about God anymore. No, religion is no more about God. Religion is about politics. Spirituality has been removed from religion. You see all kinds of crazy things that you find difficult to explain, especially as it affects humanity. Our humanity, we are losing it so rapidly and very, very violently. And it's scary what is going to be, 5, 10, 20 years down the line if we do not recalibrate and pull back and think about what we are doing, how we have become so inhumane and inhuman to one another, how we don't value human lives anymore, how we think that human beings are like papers, non-living things, inanimate things. We don't care about our brothers and sisters anymore. Some line of division they call religion, especially between Islam and Christianity, is making our people to become beasts. That is find it difficult to understand why brothers and sisters are dagger drawn over Islam and Christianity. That is what he said. And these two religions are probably because of the economic and political contents are not of Africans. The ones that we knew before now was very organic, but what we are seeing today is mainly financial and involving a lot of blood and violence, guns everywhere. It's daggers, it's crazy, crazy. Now, coming down home to what I'm about to talk about, we've been having some serious trouble since the past 25 years in Nigeria. How Boko Haram started small and it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the extent that it has one sixth of the country's geographical zone under its control. Yes, and what is the underlying factor? Money, economics. The fight for which Boko Haram is involved is not anything to do with Islam, but Islam has been used as a cover up. It's an economic jihad. You hear that? Economic jihad. Nothing to do with God, nothing to do with Allah, but they use Allah as a signpost for it. France is involved. I remember how I lost my Facebook account that has over 20,000 followers already, and plus a lot of things. My Facebook account then, before 1990, 2019 was a hub, a scholarly hub for scholars from around the world who are interested in Africa, and they got materials, and they even called me. Some called me from Germany, some called me from Italy, asking me questions, clarifications about certain things in my content that I wrote. It was fun until I made what I believe was a no-go area, talking about what France was doing in that part of Nigeria. And within 60 minutes of releasing that video, over 60,000 views recorded. I guess that angered some people in France, and they contacted Facebook, and their Facebook blocked my account, and that account was never opened till this day. Yes, that is how serious. But I'm happy that I was vindicated 3 years after, maybe about 4 years after. to see how much France was involved in the destruction of Africa and causing the type of instability that Nigeria is struggling with right now, that we may never be able to recover from if care is not taken. France is evil. Yes, French people are good. General, ordinary Frenchman is good, but their government has never been good to Africa. Evil, evil. France will be colonized. They will suffer what Africa and the Africans suffered because of the wickedness of their leadership. Yeah, but that is what it is right now. Now, hypocrisy has gone so high in Nigeria. It's hypocrisy about religion. You heard about Boko Haram. You have heard about the banditry in Nigeria. Being spearheaded by some ragtag Fulanis from Fulani militias from within Nigeria and around West Africa, brought into Nigeria as mercenaries to destabilize Nigeria so they can overrun Nigeria and take it and build their so-called Islamic Fulani nation. Yes. And I'm saying this with respect to very good Fulanis, moderate Fulanis, most of whom I work with. They are in my team and they are good people. And there are some extremists driven by politics, finance, and economics among the Fulani elitist class in Nigeria. Yes, they have been Achilles heel of Nigeria. They have stunted Nigeria's development. They come in the name of the north of Nigeria, but they never give anything back to the people of the north. They wreck and rebel and destroy. That's what they are. But these people have gone haywire right now, that they have brought all kinds of mercenaries into Nigeria, occupying the country's farmlands and forests. Now, these people, the people who are involved in it, majority of them are their Sultan. The Sultan of Sokoto is one of them. He can hide all he wants. He can pretend all he wants. He can double speak all he wants. And then Moham Ahmad Gumi, yes. And I challenge them if they say they are true Muslims, because I don't believe that they are true Muslims. Most Nigerians now are beginning to see them as real infidels. They are not Muslims. If they can put their hands on the Quran and say that they are not part of what is taking place that is destabilizing Nigeria, I'll be very happy if they can dare put their hands on their Quran, the Quran that they read every day and night. They pray 5 times a day, and but what they are doing is unbelievable. Reckon Nigeria with militias. Many Nigerians are scared of them. They don't talk about them. They're afraid of death. They have scared the shit out of my people in Nigeria, that they have lost confidence of themselves. Even as they are dying, they can't even raise their voices. They control the army, they control the police, they control the DSS, they control all the security forces, they control the country's economy, they run everything down. Yeah, have you heard about the Dangote? Yes, Dangote is one of them. They handed over our Nigeria's economy to him to destroy. Nigeria no more has an economy as we speak right now. Our people are begging food. Yeah, today I've already received over 100 messages asking me for money to support families who are not able to feed themselves in Nigeria. A lot of times I come out broke after helping. Yes, that is how bad the situation in Nigeria is. Now, why I'm defining hypocrisy here is this: hypocrisy is double standard. You say one thing here, depending on who you are talking to, and you do a different thing with the other one. Ahmed Gumi, Sultan of Sokoto, Fulani Sultan of Sokoto, and majority of the northern Islamic leaders and their traditional rulers are in it. They are fake. They are hypocrites. They are men and women of double standards. They mislead their people. Hypocrisy was the reason why they brought a drug dealer upon Nigeria as their president. They know that he's a drug dealer. They know he's an identity thief. They know that a certificate forger. They know he was a fraudster. But his main contenders, one of them was an Igbo man, and what they say is a Christian. I don't do religion. Then they said they decided to choose Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one, because he was one of their stooges. I think they have gone into a kind of agreement with him to continue, for them to continue to rob Nigeria and destroy Nigeria. All right. Then they said they couldn't vote for Peter Obi. They told their people that they railroad like dogs and sheep to support Bola Tinubu. Why? Because they say he's a Muslim. How can a criminal be a real Muslim that is worthy of any Muslim to support? Yes, they say it's their own. It's one of their own. So they voted. They came together and they did all compromise all our strategic national institutions, from the army to the court system, even up to funding the suppression of evidence here in the United States. Yeah, that is how bad the network is. Yes, hypocrisy. They put their weight behind him. Now things are falling apart. You know what they are doing? They are trying to plan a coup to remove him. But we are saying no. You brought him there, leave him there. Let the people of Nigeria remove him, not you. Yes, that's how hypocritical that they are. So we know how they operate. So when they start raising hell. Oh, the North is complaining. We are not going to be able to, continue to hold them from going out to protest. Yes, that's what they say. To hell, let them protest and bring hell down. Who put him there? If you were honest, you were true patriots, you would have put the right person. You would have supported the rest of Nigeria to put the right person in power, so he will do justice for all. But because they are afraid that the other man was going to bring some changes that will stop them from fleecing Nigeria, that was why they put a thief there. Yes, they put a thief, a robber, a killer, paid by a terrorist. Yeah, his rogue vice president is an outright terrorist. Yeah, the man who bombed the United Nations building was arrested in his house. Yeah, the bombing of United Nations building killed over 22 people from across the world. Yeah, that's the man that the northern oligarchy, led by the Sultan of Sokoto, Ahmad Gumi, and all those crazy scholars, they call scholar. I don't know why they call them scholar. People who have so much blood on their hands are called scholars. It makes me feel bad because I know a lot of good Muslims who do not take part in all these crazy things. They are messing up the name of Islam. So you Muslims need to stand up. The problem I have with some of us have with the Muslims in Nigeria is that when all these things are happening, they know the right thing. I don't know what it is. It's like they have a code that they should not speak. Only few of them are speaking, but the rest of them will keep quiet. But you know that silence is conspiracy. Silence makes you an accomplice of a criminal act. So it is time for the people, the Muslims in Nigeria, to start waking up and standing up. Yes, hypocrisy as it affects what is taking place between Hamas and Israel, and what is taking place between Boko Haram, the bandits, against the whole of Nigeria. Hypocrisy. These are the same people who condemn Israel. Yes, we condemn Israel from moral standpoint. Morality has one standard. It's not double standard. Morality has one standard. It is, if it is good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And you give it its right name. You cannot say one thing here and say something else somewhere else when it comes to morality. That is where we have problems. These are the people who are condemning Israel for bombing Palestinians, for killing Palestinian women and children, bombing hospitals, yes, which a lot of us who have human hearts, who are activists driven by justice, social justice, and justice for all, believing that all men were created equal. These people will condemn Hamas, condemn Israel, but they will be funding, they are the ones funding Boko Haram. They are the ones funding the ones we call Fulani headsmen. Is that not double standard? Yes, my viewers, is that not double standard? How can we take these people seriously for any reason in our country? They are not Nigerians. They don't believe in Nigeria. They don't believe in the unity of Nigeria. They don't want that Nigeria will work for all of us. But they exploit Nigeria. The only time they remember they are Nigerians is when it is time to steal our oil. Yes, they create army that come to rob the Niger Delta of oil. They are into illegal oil bunkering. They are all digging up solid minerals in the north. You know why Zamfara is on fire? It's because of the battle for the mining, illegal mining of the gold there. You see, when they discover gold in that part of the country, nobody talks about it. It's no more. It's not a national asset. But the oil in Niger Delta, where I come from, and other places, is national asset, and that's the the asset that is feeding the whole of Nigeria since 1952. Yes, but when anything is discovered in the area where they are from, they don't allow Nigeria own it. That is why Nigeria is not balanced. And I'm happy one of my guys is coming up soon, probably in another week or two, with a song he called Life No Balance for Nigeria. I'm going to share it with you. It's awesome work, artistic work from this young man that I've been working with me on Open Nigeria for a very long time. Yes, hypocrisy in Nigeria stinks, especially as it affects religion. Yes, hypocrisy in religion and politics, they make me sick. That is why I am doing what I'm doing, to wake Nigerians up. Christians, Muslims, animists, African traditionalists come together to an understanding that Nigeria is for all of us. No Nigerian is more Nigerian than the other. We have equal rights as Nigerians. We have equal rights as children of the Almighty God. So, what is good for the Palestinians, by their standard, should be good for every Nigerian who is there being pummeled and being driven away from their home. If Palestinians merit justice, as we all expect that it should be, Nigerians at home should be treated fairly and justly. You see what I'm saying? As we also want that children in Israel should be able to go to sleep without fear of being taken by surprise. That the people can come together and reach a consensus on how they can live together as they had been living in pains for a very long time. So, what is, if it is unjust that Israel is attacking, killing Palestinian women and children and young people and the elderly, it is equally unjust what the Fulani bandits and Boko Haram are doing in Nigeria. Yes. So we want a level playing field for everybody. So the country and the world will be balanced for us. It is very important. Hypocrisy is not good. Politics, religions make people stupid. When they are acting stupid, they don't understand that other people have this analytical sense, that we have critical sense, we have some common sense of, how things work. It is because of hypocrisy the world is in a mess. Simple thing, simple problem that we can solve with common sense, because some people benefit from them. They eat from here and there. They won't speak the truth. That is why we are in a mess. Why is it that this Palestinian and Israeli issue cannot be solved? It's because of the wickedness of men. It's nothing more, nothing less. So they have created a state of Palestine and Israel in Nigeria. That's what these people have created. So when Boko Haram kills, bomb innocent people and children, they will say Allahu Akbar. But when Israel hits Hamas, they start crying. We need to stop all this. Yes, yes, we need to stop. We need to stop. There's no need for all this. God made all men equal. I am still looking for why some people say that God is not for some people and God is for some people. God is the one that I know is a just God. The one that I know is an impartial God. The one that I know is a loving God. The one that I know is an open God. You come to Him in holiness and in cleanliness, He's going to listen to you. The one that I know that does not deal in blood, the one that I know that does not is not quick to anger, and when he's angry, his anger is justified, and you will see it. You don't need anybody to interpret it for you. When God deals with you, you know that you merit His anger. This is too much for the world. This is too much happening in Nigeria. Right now, they are about to actually totally disable Nigeria. Nigerians are in pains. Nigerians are suffering. You can imagine the number of women and children that have been displaced. They lived in IDP camp. They live like refugees in their country. Are you saying that? I'm telling you, over 2 million Nigerians live outside their homes right now, especially in the northeast. On Christmas Day, 17 villages were attacked. Yes, 17 villages in Nigeria were attacked. Yes. And then when it was over 270 people were murdered in cold blood. For what? For nothing. They were not expecting it. It was a Christmas day. They woke up in celebration, celebrating Christmas. But before it was over, 270 something thousand, 277 people laid dead. And the most painful thing, the reports we got from those who were close to the incident said that some soldier men were aiding people who were killing fellow Nigerians. Yeah, Nigerian soldiers were involved, preventing people from fighting back, and then, making it possible for these killers who came in tons of motorcycle to come and operate and kill and run away. And then whenever it is done, no single individual is arrested. Nobody, none. Since this thing started happening, since I knew even me was involved. Look at this. This is my hand right here. This is a stab wound right here from Kano, 1991. Yes, nobody was arrested. No mastermind. No mastermind. We never know the masterminds. Even if we know the masterminds now, we know them, but nobody touches them. Tomorrow, as we speak, don't be surprised tomorrow something happens again because it's a daily occurrence now. Not many of them are caught for reporting like this. Even 2 days ago, something children that have been that were kidnapped, they are still at large right now. Even the so-called Nigerian army say they cannot locate where those people are. On top of that, they kidnapped some more 18. Yes. So Nigerians are most unsecure. No police, no army, no DSS, nothing. It looks like they asked them not to act. But just 2 days ago, a few days ago, some soldiers went to the Niger Delta, yes, where they have so much oil. They went there. I don't know what they went to do. I don't want to be in a haste to pass judgment, but I know well enough that the army has no business being involved with civil issues. That is not part of their training in the first place, and that is not part of their constitutional duty to be used to enforce laws. Soldiers are trained to be soldiers. They are trained to defend the territorial integrity and sovereignty of countries, not to be law enforcement agents. But in Nigeria, they are used as law enforcement agents. They sideline the police and put the army forward. What has it done over the years? Corrupted men of the Nigerian armed forces that they don't even want to go back to their barracks. They want to now come and be doing police work. In the middle of it, they are involved in stealing and criminal activities like stealing oil and helping people who come to steal oil from outside Nigeria. They escort them into the high sea and get paid for it. And nobody, again, Nobody is apprehended. We've been hearing about how there's this what do they call him? One criminal who was a criminal, say Niger Delta militant. They gave him a contract to be protecting oil pipelines in Nigeria, for goodness sake. A country that has a navy, a country that has an air force, a country that has an army, assuming the police could not do the work. Every so often he will report that he arrested some vessels who came to steal oil in Nigeria. Sometimes they blow up these vessels. The owners are never known. Those caught are never known. They are never tried in our courts, and the matter ends there. All we hear, it makes big news headlines, and it ends there. And it looks like Nigerian journalists are not actually doing some good jobs, that they are not able to follow up on those matters to find out where all those cases ended. And everybody goes waiting for the next. That is what we have been dealing with in Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is most unsecure, most unsafe, most most hostile. The hell. Nigeria has become a hell. A country that is so endowed with everything, with abundant human, natural, and mineral resources. If you travel outside, like in the United States where we are, Nigerians are the most educated people. They are at places where some Americans can only imagine being because of their education. But when they go home, when I go home, I become like a fish out of the water. I can't thrive there because I won't do what they are doing. I can't thrive there because I cannot be corrupt and I won't want to be corrupted. You know how painful that can be? Nigerians have been conditioned to elect criminals as their leaders. When the good people come, they will tell you have no money to give to them. They want to be paid money for their votes. Yes, because their minds have been screwed up to be that way. And now, over the years of doing that, their country is sinking and in a dire need for a hard reset. But again, those who have them under in their stranglehold will make everything possible. And they have lost the ability to come out together and resist and overpower their oppressors. You see, they live through all kinds of difficulties. Nigerians will adjust to every difficult situation that will tear some countries apart and drive their leadership away. No, Nigerians, the more they are punished, the more they adjust to the punishment. I have never seen that in my life. The reason I'm saying that is what I came at a time where we were able to do a lot of things. We were very, 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 very able to stand up to even the army in those days when they were in power. We stood up, in defense of our rights. But now we have a generation that is not standing up. That scares me and that worries me. I am 61 years old. I've been fighting all my life. I'm supposed to be coming down now and allowing the younger generation to push forward. But we don't have a lot of them who understand what is taking place so that they can move forward and take over their country. No, it's so sickening. It makes me sick. It makes me sad. I don't know where we are going for real. I don't know. It's scary. I hope something will spark to wake Nigerians up, especially the young ones. I hope something will spark. We don't have the Traores in the Nigerian army because the Nigerian army is no longer an army. The Nigerian armed forces is no longer an armed force. The Nigerian armed forces is a tribal armed force. Yes, yeah, it's so scary. So that is why I don't pray for a military intervention in Nigeria because it will be a Boko Haram who is already infiltrated, who are already in the army. They have infiltrated our armed forces. Terrorists are in there. Buhari brought them in there deliberately to destroy the Nigerian army. So if any of them shoots to power, then it will be easy handover of our country to Boko Haram and the Fulani headsmen. And you know what that means for Africa? That will be the death of Africa, the beginning of the death of Africa. Because what they want is to take over Africa. And they want to start from West Africa. That is the reason why Africans must not look at this just as a Nigerian thing. If we had a real African Union, I would have called, and I'm calling. Maybe, maybe on hearing this, it could inspire the leadership of the African Union to do something, especially those who live above this religious crap. Because what I'm saying is only it's not restricted to Nigeria. This Arab and European nationalism in Africa is getting really out of control, especially the Islamic nationalism in Africa. Yes, rogue Islamic nationalism is a thing of concern for Africa. For an African who does not see himself as an African, who does not, who becomes schizophrenic and so distant from his African origin, he makes things worse. We are doing our best, working so hard to educate young people in Africa to understand first that they are Africans first before they became Muslims and Christians. And if you want to be a Muslim, you should be a good Muslim and not be the type of Muslim that will sell out your continent or your country. So this is the reason why Africa must act in the case of Nigeria. Yeah, this is a serious thing because, again, if Africa does not unite and do something now, I am scared that Africa will be recolonized. The signs are there. The foot soldiers are there. Some of the drivers are puppets who are Africans themselves. It is scary. It is very, very scary. So, the hypocrisy in Nigeria is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And that requires intervention. I wish we had Traore, Ibrahim Traore, Thomas Sankara, all of them combined in Nigeria to help Nigeria out of this, either through the military, because no, the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, you see how furious he was. He was angry, and he said it. He said the revolutionaries in Africa now are in the armed forces, not from among the politicians. And he is right, but with the exception of Nigeria. The ones in Nigeria have become corrupted. If there are some of them, I'll be very happy to see them. If there are revolutionaries, pure African revolutionaries in the Nigerian armed forces, that would have been a saving grace. Because what happened in Nigeria on May 29 could have been averted if the army could have stepped in to tell this man, no, you cannot ascend power because of your records of drugs, commercial drug sales in America for which you were convicted, record of certificate forgery, and record of identity theft, and the fraud as governor of Lagos State would have been enough ground to stand in his way and prevent him. But you know what those ones did? They collected bulletproof SUVs, 20 domestic staffs, and some numbers of soldiers who will be guiding them round the clock. Yes, and that was all. They handed over their country to a drug dealer. They handed over their country to a certificate forger. They handed over their country to a fraudster, paid by a terrorist. And this is where we are. This is what we have to show for it. The destabilization of Nigeria, the near death of Nigeria. I hope Nigeria will be able to recover from this seriously. I am saying it because it is serious. You hear from Nigeria, you hear news from Nigeria. No good news comes out of Nigeria. It's news of deaths every day. Every day is deaths in numbers around the country. People are running away from their homes. People are not able to feed anymore because the terrorists have taken over all of our farmlands. You hear about food insecurity in Nigeria, not because Nigerian lands are not fertile, not because Nigeria is going through famine. Nigeria is going through occupation, through the occupation of their lands by foreign mercenaries mixed with some Nigerians inside them who are from the Fulani tribes. And it's scary. And then Boko Haram is operating on the other side, preventing people from living their normal lives. Our countrymen have begun to flee across the borders into Niger. Yes, this is how bad. Nigerians, if you are here, Nigerians at home, Nigerians everywhere, we need to do something. We need to take action. It is very, very important. If we don't, history will judge us so harshly. If we don't, the next generation will judge us so badly. We got to do something. Action now, or we will regret it. God bless you all, and God liberate Nigeria. Thank you for listening. But please do me a favor. Do yourself a favor if you're a Nigerian. If you are a lover of Nigerian, there's nothing wrong in lending your help, lending your support. The only thing you can do for me that I can practically ask of you is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This message that I've just delivered here can stay so long on TikTok, but you can view the full message by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Now on ONN. And that is at Nigeria Now on ONN. Again, at Nigeria Now or ONN. Yes, at Nigeria Now on ONN. Again, you can still follow us on Facebook. Again, I don't do much of Facebook anymore because Facebook has become a pain in the ass. It looks like they work with those who want to silence the voice of variance in Nigeria. But we are strong and stable, growing on YouTube. We will appreciate seriously and passionately appealing to every person who is listening to this broadcast. Follow us on YouTube at Nigeria Now on ONN. Share our message with your friends, well wishers, and associates. And because we want to expand this message, the media in Nigeria has been gagged. It's either they are gagged or their owners are part of the problems that we are dealing with. So the truth about what is taking place in Nigeria, you never hear it the way it ought to be. Usually they are diluted because majority of the media houses are afraid of being shut down by the illegal rogue government. Yeah, so we want to be an alternative media, yes, to the mainstream Nigerian media. This is the reason we are here. So whatever you can do to help us expand this message, we will appreciate. Whatever you can do, even as you are looking at me right now, please go on to YouTube, follow us here. Yes, expand us, share our message here, but follow us also on YouTube at Nigeria Now on ONN. Please, it doesn't take but a few minutes, if not seconds. If you go to YouTube right now, just look for at Nigeria Now on ONN and subscribe to our channel. You see over 500 revolutionary messages already there that we have been depositing every week, yeah, for the good of Nigeria and Africa. Yes, and the lovers of Africa. We want world peace. We want peace, for around the world. We want the whole of the world to be at peace. But we want Africa, because if Africa is not peaceful, the world cannot be peaceful, no matter how much we pretend about it. Yes, it's because of inequality. That is what is breeding a lot of problems. That is why you see some people become terrorists. But we don't want to be extreme. We are appealing very passionately to you all who are listening to us, especially the younger generation. Let's build a generation of peacemakers. Let's not build another generation of warmongers. Yes, that's what has been killing us, destroying the world. You see, climate change, climate, global warming, and all that is because of the greed of leaders who don't want to compromise, who don't care about world peace, who care only about profit from their corporations. That is why they are frying all of us up. We want people with intelligence from across the world to sit down and solve the global problem. But let's start with an Africa that has suffered 5 or 6 major events. I'm talking about slavery, I'm talking about colonialism, I'm talking about imperialism, I'm talking about apartheid, I'm talking about now globalization, which seems like a certificate of occupancy on the ownership of Africa by these same powers that have not done us well. So if you are a younger generation from these powers, I'm talking about Britain, France, America, and other parts of Europe, those who took part when in the abuse of Africa, when the European Industrial Revolution became a global emergency. We think that you should not start thinking that Africans have come of age, that enough for you to start respecting them. The generation of your forefathers should be divorced for proper peace and equity and justice for the world. Let's start with supporting a growth for Africa. Let's stop those who come to rip Africa by bringing aircraft that lands inside the thick forest of a Democratic Republic of Congo to take steel minerals, steel diamonds, and go away while promoting hell there. Why arming the people against themselves? Yes. Why not come out and let us deal? And then everybody will be happy. We are not trying to shut you out of Africa in a manner that you are not able to trade. We know you need things to survive in your various places. We need things from you too. So why can't we do an equitable exchange so we can have mutual respect for one another? That is the crux of what we do. Working towards global peace and equity. How about that? Thank you for listening. And please, again, I appeal very strongly that you join us at Open Nigeria, at Nigeria Now on ONN on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. We are also on Twitter or X, as they call it now. It's at Open Nigeria #1. That's why our Twitter handle address at Open Nigeria 1. On Instagram, the same thing at Open Nigeria 1. And on YouTube at Nigeria Now on ONN. Thank you for listening and goodbye.